Is Auburn really even a threat to the University of Georgia anymore? What about Florida? Let's talk about it next on the Locked On Bulldogs podcast.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. He is Daniel. I'm Clint. Together, Locked On Bulldogs. First listeners, everyday listeners, we appreciate you so much. You guys are the best. Today's episode brought to you by monarchmoney.com. More on them in a moment. Thank you, Monarch Money. Today, we are answering the question, is Auburn an actual threat? Does Florida make the college football playoff? And if so, can they take out Kirby Smart for the first time in Billy Napier's career?
And what is Ole Miss? We'll tuck that into the second segment there. What are we supposed to make of? Is Lane Kiffin still alive?
Is Lane Kiffin still? Was he the best one-hit wonder that never made a college football playoff?
Lord, yes.
Because I've been told, that was their best roster. We love being here. We love you guys. We talk like fans do. Let's get into it. We're doing a season preview based upon our schedule. We're going game by game. We're taking out the Charlottes. We're taking out. I mean, we're not
Marshall. We're not going to be talking about Marshall. We're not going to be.
Unless you want to talk about a movie about Marshall, which I'm fine with. Matthew McConaughey is in fact from the Spawn of Satan. But I'll talk about it at least. Other than that,
that'll be the next episode. We'll get to that. We'll get to Matthew McConaughey's team.
We will. But we're going game by game of the big ones, talking about Georgia's most likely percentage to lose. We talked about Tennessee. We talked about Alabama. Daniel has Tennessee game nearly a coin toss for us right now, which is quite wild. Daniel, where are we starting? Where are we at in the schedule? Tell the people what we're previewing right now.
Yeah, so what we did is we walked through the first three significant games last week. That was the Tennessee game, the Alabama game, and the Kentucky game. And now get into the next three on the schedule. So that's Auburn, Ole Miss, and the cocktail party. So we'll take them in that order. And so we will talk first about Hugh Freeze and the Auburn Tigers. Hugh Freeze, who said,
literally,
I do not have time to coach this team. I am too busy recruiting and trying to build a roster. Hugh Freeze was literally the anti Dan Mullen. Credit to him, Dan Mullen was a colossal failure. And so he thought, well, hell, I'll just be the exact other thing than him. And that's why Hugh Freeze lost games to New Mexico State in his tenure at Auburn. That's why the team has looked abysmal. I mean, trotting Peyton Thorne out there like he was ever going to be anything at quarterback. But all the while, Hugh has been saying, I'm not worried about any of that.
No, don't worry, guys.
And Auburn fans are just eating it up with a spoon. Oh, yeah, it's fine that we're a laughing stock of college football. It's fine that we are an afterthought on people's schedule because don't you worry about this. Hugh is out there getting his guys, Clint. He's locking in the talent that he needs via the transfer portal, via the high school recruiting, both of which, to be fair, have picked up significantly under Hugh Freeze, albeit it's worth saying his predecessor was Brian Harsin. So the fact that recruiting has picked up, Clint, not necessarily an indicator of great success. Maybe the bar was just quite low.
We don't talk enough about the documentary needed to talk about a fan base and a board literally fabricating an adulterous affair with an intern to make this a fire for cause on a person. It's the most ridiculous thing in the entire world for me. They're still paying him, by the way. But it's absurd to me to run him out. They fabricated that because that's the standard that Auburn, and Hugh Freeze is doing better than that right now.
On the recruiting trail, not on the field. He's not, Clint.
Well, that's where we come into the problem. Daniel, Auburn is not void of talent.
That's what I'm saying. They got some pieces on the roster.
They got a lot. Falk is a dude, Daniel.
Sure.
I mean, straight up defense. And like, I am nervous that he is going to do another Notre Dame strip sack on Gunnar Stockton in this game. Daniel, he's an absolute menace on that side. They have a couple linebackers. They got wide receiver transfers coming in as well. Speedy, shifty, elusive on that side of the ball. They think they have a quarterback in which they trust now, because that's always been the thing with Hugh Freeze. And Hugh Freeze, admittedly, before taken mediocre quarterbacks and done some good things with them. You can't say that he hasn't. And yet, question marks of their performance up and down this roster.
Right. Yeah, I don't know that we can really trust the quarterback situation. Hugh Freeze has not proven to us that he will make lemonade out of lemons. He didn't make any lemonade out of Peyton Thorne. I will tell you that.
Nope.
And so I'm not sure that we can trust that. And I'll just come out and say it, Clint.
Please do.
This is the make or break year for Hugh Freeze, because he has literally laid up all of his eggs into this basket. He has told you, I didn't care about the previous seasons. I was only trying to build a roster for this season. And so now it turns out is this season for Auburn. But Clint, with all due respect, which it's Auburn, so it is none, literally none.
It's not a lot, guys.
This is not a rivalry, Clint.
This
is the Deep South's oldest beatdown. The Deep South's oldest annual beatdown is what we're looking at here. We're talking about 8 straight wins for Kirby Smart and the University of Georgia over Auburn. 8 straight wins. The record in the series is 9 in a row, and that was in the 1920s, when, I don't know if you know this, but Georgia was really good at football in the 1920s, also the 2020s. So maybe there's something about the 20s, Clint.
Sure.
Georgia had a 9-game winning streak over Auburn then. It's going to be matched this year when Georgia beats Auburn again handily in week 5, week 6, whenever this is. I know that you are probably going to tell me, Clint, that it's Jordan-Hare Stadium and weird things happen. I'm going to get out ahead of it. I do not care about that at all. I don't care about the talent on the roster. I don't have any faith in Hugh Freeze. College football has passed him by. He is a once was. And Georgia's going to continue this run of dominance against Auburn. I just can't see it any other way. They're just not a threat to Kirby Smart and Georgia. These are 2 completely different programs on completely different trajectories. And the trajectory that Auburn's on is looking for a new coach after this football season.
The spectrum that is, in fact, Auburn football is spectacularly wide to me.
You're saying a lot of variance in the standard deviation.
I mean, that S curve is a very it's a wide S, guys. I think Auburn could win 3 games. It could win 9 games.
Yikes.
No one knows exactly. My money's on the 3 games. 6-game winning streak or wins this season looks to me to be the worst case scenario for Auburn fan, which is why I'm kind of hoping for it. 6 wins sounds perfect to me. But there is defensive talent. Hugh Freeze, go back to Liberty and take your offense there, because the SEC, we've seen this before. Gus
when
Malzahn,
he coached from that hospital bed.
I remember when he coached, when he had his glasses and he gave the thumbs up, and it was reminiscent of a heart attack kneeling head coach on the sidelines. Daniel, that's what it was reminiscent of.
You remember when he had that burner phone and he was
burner phone
soliciting women of a certain repute for his players?
Both guys have a burner phone account or phone controversy. Chancellor of Integrity at Ohio State telling his wife-beating assistant coach to delete text messages and showing him how.
Delete these texts.
Literally happened. And then, in fact, burner account for prostitutes for players.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's nice. I don't think Hugh Freeze has the X's and O's. He might have some dudes. They might show some flashes. There might be some plays. It is Jordan Hare. However, Daniel, 15% chance Auburn wins this game. 20% chance Auburn wins this game. That's what I'm putting out this year.
Yeah, I don't hate Georgia's. It's a road game.
Yeah.
In what traditionally has been a tough environment. I'm not nervous about it at all. I'm just not nervous about it at all. We're going to get to Ole Miss, the next game on the schedule. After the Auburn game, what do we think of Lane Kiffin? What do we think of the Ole Miss Rebel Black Bears this year? But first, these.
These are, in fact, Monarch money. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? Monarch money. You can know and have a big purchase planning and saving account. Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO. It's more than just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. Track all the accounts, investments, spending in one place. What you can do is you can go ahead and share your finances on the app with your significant other and make plans together. It's an easy to collaborate and get to the goals that you want together. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use promo code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com. 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONCollege for half off your first year.
All right, Clint. The Ole Miss Rebels are next. Lane Kiffin, you mentioned, had his best team in the history of the program, at least the history of the program under Lane Kiffin. Last year, they managed to put that into a win over Georgia, so a national championship. When you beat Georgia, everybody knows you get to hang a banner. Of course. It hasn't happened very often. A win over Georgia and a near miss of the college football playoff. Just couldn't put it together, and now we're losing a lot of talent, Clint, off the roster. I hate to say it, but we're losing quite a lot of talent. It obviously begins with Jackson Dart. This is not a Carson Beck situation. Jackson Dart was among the most productive quarterbacks in recent memory at Ole Miss, way more productive than Eli Manning ever dreamed of being at Ole Miss. And so I'm not going to say the best quarterback because, again, two Mannings have played at Ole Miss. Two Mannings who earned their credentials by playing good football, not Mannings who were simply crowned as the second coming because their last name was Manning. Do you see the difference there?
Okay, I do.
So Ole Miss has had some good quarterbacks in their tenure, but Jackson Dart was extremely productive. I famously doubted him, and he proved me wrong last year. Lane Kiffin proved us wrong last year. He is a great offensive coach. He is more than just a headline and a Twitter handle and a social media, buzz guy. He's a good football coach, and he's done good things at Ole Miss. I think it's a lot to overcome what they've lost and to try to rebuild that in the transfer portal. I don't think they had nearly the transfer portal class this year that they had the previous year. And so that is problematic for them. But Clint, this is not what we're here to talk about, but it is a very favorable schedule for Ole Miss this year.
Thank you. Bring it up. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a good schedule. So I don't hate Ole Miss's chances to win some games. But coming to Athens in week 6, Clint?
No. This is going to be a very interesting. I'm going to give you the slate leading up to their trip to Athens. Georgia State, Kentucky, Arkansas, Tulane, LSU. They get them at home. And then Washington State. It is foreseeable. I'm not, but I'm saying, again, possibility that they are an undefeated Ole Miss team coming to Athens. LSU is not.
I'd say 5-1 at the worst.
I was just going to say, fine. Let's say they drop one to LSU at home. Okay, 5-1 coming to Athens, and they're going to be ranked. It's going to be in the teens. It's going to be maybe 12, 13, 14.
If an SEC team is 5-1, Clint, you better believe they're going to be ranked in the top 20.
Okay, so we're going to have a top 10 versus top 20 showdown, Daniel. And depending on how that Tennessee and Alabama game go, as we're gearing up for this. It could be scrappy Georgia trying to make a case in point, and it could be that Ole Miss is ranked higher than Georgia.
They won't be fake, but they might be ranked higher.
Yeah. See, and this is where things are interesting to me, folks, because as Daniel and I have talked about, this is going to be a get right situation, a get right spot for Kirby Smart and company, no matter what. Let's say we only drop one of the two, Tennessee, Alabama. Many people projecting 2 losses on our schedule or 3, even in the situation where Daniel and I described 2 losses, Tennessee and Alabama. And winning out the rest of the year is on the bingo card. That could happen as well, and not something that I'd be shocked by if it did take place.
Yeah.
This Ole Miss game is squarely at a crucial point for Georgia. Kirby Smart takes things very personally. Very personally. And I know in the sports world, we give all the credence and credibility to science, numbers, and analytics. And Daniel and I are big fans of science, analytics, and numbers.
Okay.
However, it's flesh and blood. And the reason why Kirby Smart motivates and gets the best out of his players is because he gets that blood pumping like nobody's business. And to take an L to Ole Miss last year on the road and be bludgeoned. We were that final score did not indicate the massacre that game was. Daniel, we were never in that game.
And by the way, bludgeoned at times by the quarterback that's going to be the starting quarterback this year. He already got some shots in against the Kirby Smart, Glenn Schumann defense, and he did very well.
That drive where everybody thought, myself included, this could be a turning point for Georgia. Jackson Dart goes out with an injury. We stuff them here. We hold them back on that side of the field, get field position. We drive down, get points. It's a different game. And Austin
he just took it right down the throat. Yeah.
No, how about I run all over you?
Yeah.
And he did.
So it's a lot.
It's a lot. However, they lost. Defensive-wise, I mean, guys, they lost Prince, Walter Nolan, Jared Ivey. They lost wide receiver. They lost Stone at depth at linebacker. They lost Simmons at running back. They lost so many key, not just depth pieces, not just interesting pieces, but NFL caliber
critical pieces. And we just haven't seen it from Lane Kiffin that's the kind of thing he can rebuild. There are very few coaches in college football that can rebuild losing that much NFL talent. Guys, you understand? There's very few.
Our version was losing Jalen Carter, N'Kobe. Like, we were able to reload because we had guys behind him. It was a drop back, was it not, Daniel? It was a step back, and we couldn't overcome a lot of that because the heart and soul of our defense and soft up the middle was gone. Lane has not recruited the same standard, Kirby, does not have the same defensive acumen, and does not have the same developmental attribute as Kirby. All of that put together, when you lose talent, you can't just reload because there's no guys there, and you can't develop guys that are 3 stars into something else. You have to rely on the transfer portal, which is why, again, I love recruiting from high school. 25% we lose this game. That's my percentage.
No, less, way less, way less, way less.
This could be a buzzsaw that Lane Kiffin walks into, and it could be 35-0 in the third quarter.
I'm not nervous about this game at all. If they ever do a last dance on Kirby Smart and Georgia football, there's going to be a scene of him sitting in a chair watching an iPad of the 2024 Georgia Ole Miss game, and he just looks up at the camera and goes, "And I took that personally." Like, that's it. Like, that's what you're saying. That's Lane, who Kirby Smart is.
That's who Kirby, and Lane was animated in that game.
And you want to beat the random guy. You know what I'm saying? But, like, if you and I are in the backyard and there's a hoop and we're shooting,
sure,
there's nobody in this world that I want to beat more than you. You understand? Like, the closer you are to someone,
100%,
the more you want to beat them. And so, Lane enjoyed that last year. Kirby's going to get his this year. And I'm not worried about this game at all. Let's talk about the cocktail party. Billy Napier's last ride as the Florida head coach. What do we expect out of that game? But first, these.
These are, in fact, game time. Daniel and I love going to events We love being at concerts. We love going to games. Live music should be about making memories, not dealing with the stress of ticket shopping. That's where Game Time comes in. The game that Daniel and I go to in the fall will be purchased on Game Time, I guarantee you. Game Time makes getting concert tickets faster and easier than ever. Prices actually drop the closer you get to showtime, and you can save up to 60% off last-minute deals. Ever wonder what your view from the seats actually look like? The app shows you a panoramic seat view. No surprises. Take the guesswork out of buying concert show tickets with Game Time. Download Game Time app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONCollege. $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
The cocktail party, Clint. It's the last game we're going to cover today. We'll cover the final 3 games on next week's or tomorrow's episode. Next week's episode, next day's episode. We are your team every day, and so we will be here again tomorrow. So Clint, the Florida Gators. Listen, there's been no shortage of talk about Billy Napier and the job that he has failed to do at Florida. Which who saw this coming? He had such a pedigree. By the way,
go ahead.
I was listening to a national college football podcast.
Okay.
I'm not going to name the one.
That was your fault right there.
No. But listen. I just want to get out ahead of this. It's the 3rd segment. We're talking about Florida. So it feels like a perfect convalescence of places for me to bring this together. I was listening to a national college football podcast. And again, I'll refrain from naming it here on the air.
Okay.
But one of the hosts of the show said in reference to Billy Napier, I had to rewind it to confirm that this is what I heard. In reference to Billy Napier, called him Sunbelt Billy.
No.
And I said to myself,
"You're stealing our crap again.
Hang on now. I don't mind if you use it, but maybe just give credit to your source."
The Death March that Kirby does originated here.
Just give credit to your source.
You can use Death March. I don't care. Use it. Say the guys over at Locked On coined this term. It's Death March. Good guys, go check them out. You can use it freely all you want.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was interesting. So Sunbelt Billy, who had such success in the Sunbelt, comes over here and is unable to get anything done at Florida, which is wild because he did once have a cup of coffee with Nick Saban. And so he should be a legendary coach.
He comes from the tree of Saban.
I believe he should be a legendary coach. That's what I'm told.
Yep.
That being said, as much fun as it is to make fun of Billy Napier, Billy Napier has, against his will, been forced to start DJ Lagway at quarterback. He tried as hard as he could.
He literally
to keep the most talented quarterback at Florida since Tim Tebow by a lot. He tried to keep him off the field. He did not want him to see the field.
No.
But against his will, DJ Lagway hits the field anyway. He is actually very talented.
Extremely.
Played well last year. And Florida's got pieces. They got a 5-star freshman wide receiver that they're very excited about, that I think has got a chance to be. Every year we see 1 or 2 of these freshman wide receivers burst onto the scene. I think this kid at Florida has got a legitimate chance to be that guy. And I mean that.
Yeah.
So I think Florida's got pieces, particularly offensively, that I think that they should be really excited about. Is this the year that Florida's able to pull things together, Clint? And is this the year that Billy Napier messes up and gets one against Kirby Smart?
Okay. Florida's season is going to dictate that a lot of dominoes are going to fall based upon Billy Napier's success or his failures. I'm here to tell you right now, the team in the SEC that holds within its grasp a lot of playoff contention and a lot of next year ramifications is Florida. And here's why.
Yeah.
Look at the schedule before they get to Georgia. Okay. First game, throwaway. South Florida, throwaway.
Yeah.
LSU,
easy wins is what you mean by throwaway.
2-0. They go to LSU. LSU is a different team at home.
And this year.
And
I think LSU's a different team this year. I think
very talented team.
Yeah.
Then they go to Miami. I'm not saying Miami is a good team. What I am saying is 2 back-to-back road games, licking your wounds after a potential beatdown against LSU. And you have to go against Miami. And Miami might have a couple of surprise wins on their roster. I think they lose 4 games this year, but they might have a couple of surprise wins. This could be one of them. And then you play. I don't think it will be. I think they will win. But then you take Texas coming to the Swamp and A&M on the road. I have long said this season, A&M is getting overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
They're a talent-rich team with a coach who's shut everything down. That's all I need to know. They love winning. They don't have a tradition of winning, but they love winning. They want to see it happen. You could see Billy Napier, if he takes those L's, if he takes an L to LSU, L to Miami, L to Florida, L to A&M, 4 straight losses.
Those are 4 games in the 4 consecutive games. There's no cupcakes in the middle. There's no buffer zone. He might take 4 in a row.
And if that happens, he gone, Daniel.
He may be gone.
He is gone by Ole Miss. Or Mississippi State.
He may not coach the cocktail party.
He might not. And if that's the case, things change in a hurry, Daniel. Okay?
In a big hurry.
Now, he could also, because DJ Lagway, they got a couple of good defensive linemen.
Yeah.
DJ Lagway, a couple defensive linemen who stops the run, makes a team one-dimensional, and can get up and score 35 points a game. Could go ahead and take down a Texas at home in the Swamp.
It could do it.
And now all of a sudden the cocktail party is wildly interesting because it's another Ole Miss type get-right game, a hot up-and-coming team. This game, for me, has a 40% chance, 45% chance of losing for us.
Oh, no. You jumped all over me when I said I was 51% that we were going to lose to Tennessee. And now you're saying 45%?
If Billy Napier is still coach, which sounds weird. That sounds counterintuitive. Yeah. But it means that he won 3 of those 4 games that I just described. That's what it means.
I'll say this. I will say this, and you mentioned that schedule, which I was going to bring up, and so I agree with you totally. We talked about Ole Miss in the last segment. We talked about they might be a 6-0, 5-1 team when they come to Athens. Meanwhile, Florida might be a 4-loss team when they match up again in the cocktail party against Georgia. But that would be a situation where, make no mistake about it, Florida's the better team of these 2 teams.
Far better.
Period.
Far better.
Florida's the better team. Florida's the team I'm more nervous about. Yep. Florida's the team I think poses the biggest threat to Georgia. Florida's the team that I think has the better chance of knocking off Georgia. And so, yes, Ole Miss might end up being a top 15 win for Georgia, and Florida might be an unranked team when we play the cocktail party. Those don't mean anything. Those little numbers don't mean anything.
Nope.
This is a talented roster.
Yeah.
Billy Napier is a desperate coach.
Yep.
Florida's a dangerous team this year. But like you said, it could all go south, and this thing could be over before it even gets started. Or Georgia and Florida could be playing in the cocktail party, and it's like the winner of this game is definitely going to the college football playoff. Definitely.
Yes. 100%. This is now a marquee win. One of the best games, one of the best wins on the schedule for these guys.
In neutral site, Georgia, Florida. And let's be honest. Nobody wants Florida to be good. Nobody. Okay?
No one.
I hope they lose every game, every year, no matter what. Period. But there have not been very many years when Georgia and Florida have both been really good. There have not been very many of those teams, those matchups. And I will say there's some extra juice to the cocktail party when both these teams come in and they're good, when both these teams look like they belong, when both these teams are at the top of college football. And so from that perspective, it would make for an interesting game. But in no way should a Georgia fan be cheering for that because, again, the world is a healthier place when Florida loses every football game every season. No doubt about it. Cocktail party makes me a little nervous, though. We shall see how it goes. We will be back tomorrow. We'll be talking about the Texas game. We'll be talking about the Georgia Tech game. I guess we'll talk about Mississippi State because that is also a game that we play. But big games on the schedule for Georgia. We will be breaking them down here on the Lockdown Bulldogs podcast, and we'll see you guys then.
See you.